All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Midweek, hump day. It's hump day today, and we had a dip. Yes, a dip of a dip. We were looking at support lines, and it was curious how Dogecoin has been trading here in the 30s, and it was looking at the clean cent lines as being resistance and support. We started to hint on that yesterday, but today I was like, especially this morning, I was looking at how Dogecoin was trading, and I was like, overnight, Doge dipped down to 34 cents, and then just hit 33.9. And I was like, okay, that's very similar to where we were during the stream yesterday when we were targeting 35, and we said, well, 34.9 is going to be the dip. Okay, there we were. Early this morning, came down, was going to retest 34 at support, didn't. So that was a little higher low. Again, short time frame, I get that. And then around noontime, when it started to dip again, I was like, okay, we're going to hit 33.9 again and turn around. And it didn't. Broke through, came down, and I said, well, okay, that's going to target 33 now. And that's what it did. Came down and hit 32.9, and then there was one last dip, came all the way down to like 32.5. So now we say to ourselves, is that the dip? Is that the dip for January? And we move up from here. There has not been a strong confirmation yet. We're still 33.6. We would need to see this come up more in order to confirm that dip. On the 15-minute RSI, yes, Kriss has the RSI up on the screen today for another reason I'm going to talk about in just a minute. But it is kind of interesting that on the dip early this morning, the RSI on the 15-minute did not drop below 30. And in fact, when it dipped below 34, the RSI had not dipped below 30 yet. No, the RSI did not dip below 30 until the price went below 33 cents. So if that dip also, I'm sorry, I started with early this morning, that dip below 34 did not drop below 30. So that would not have been the time to buy on the dip. I know it's a 15-minute time frame, but if you're trading, you want to be zoomed in a little more. So did not drop below 30. Here, did not drop below 30, and then it finally did on the drop. When below 33 cents, the RSI did finally drop below 30. So does that start to become an indicator on a short term of the buying opportunity that we could see for Dogecoin? I don't know, interesting, something we'll be looking at. Whether that continues. As we zoom back, when is the last time we saw that RSI dip below on the short time frame? And it was here. It was this big dip, and that was on Tuesday, where we saw that big dip down to 35.75. That was right below 36. I already got rid of that line because we'd moved on from there since then. So again, these things are not expected because we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know exactly what's happening in the future, but we were tracking, of course, the liquidations, the high leveraged liquidations, and particularly those long leverage trades that they had been mostly taking out. With the data coming out for the US Fed and stock market reacting negatively, stocks go down, gave the exchanges and the market makers an excuse to drop crypto prices. which is my narrative of manipulation. But there are some who don't believe that and want to keep believing their technical analysis. Fine, you go believe that. But this is short term, in my opinion, taking out leverage. And I did post that as well on X here, this leverage chart from this morning. This is the Bitcoin leverage flush as Bitcoin dropped down and took out all of that leverage. If you remember, I was saying as Bitcoin was trading up here around 98, 99, I had identified this big leverage here at 95.7, and that was my target, was 95.7. Well, they dropped it a little more, down to 94.7, because it could take out some more $100 million leverage plays that you see right here in yellow. So that's what happened, and it's all responsible. It's all from that. Now, our friend F1 does have a note here, which is a good note. You think they are targeting leverage longs clear down to the 90K level. I mean, we're at 93 now and dropping. Is there a target for all of this too? And I would say if there is a very weak, if there continues to be weak economic data and the stock market is going to continue to drop down, that could be in play. That could be in play. And then, of course, we would then have Dogecoin dropping down below 31, maybe to 30 cents. Again, it's going to follow Bitcoin. This is not anything that is particular to Dogecoin. It's the entire crypto market, except for a few outliers. Like XRP has this news about Bank of America, and you've already heard my whole take on XRP being in bed with the banks, how that is really anti-crypto. But I get it. They're a business. They want to make money, and they're going to do that. So it's the whole crypto market. So when you people in the comments, people in chat saying Doge is dead, I'm like, well, then you mean Bitcoin is dead too, because Doge is just following Bitcoin right now. That's all it's doing. It's not just trading down by itself. It's the entire crypto market. So if you're in crypto trading and you think you're going to take your money out of Doge and put it in another crypto, you're in the same boat. You're buying another crypto that also went down, right? Of course, that's when you want to buy, right? You want to buy when it's down, but that means you're selling another crypto when it's down as well. No, that's not the way you play the game. That's a losing trade. It's a continuing losing trade. Unless you're talking about some coin that has absolutely no chance of going back up. And in a bull market, that generally doesn't happen unless it's one of those meme tokens that devs are selling and taking you their profits and dropping the price down, of which 99% of meme tokens do that. And I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the main cryptos. That's what's happening. So we see Bitcoin dropping down to 92,500 here. And we see the RSI dropping below 30. Same thing, just like the Doge chart. It's exactly the same thing. Doge is following Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin is still 57, 58% dominance. So as Bitcoin goes, since it's over half of the crypto market, the rest of the crypto market follows. The same thing happens in the stock market. That's right. Even great companies lose price on their stock because of the market and how the whole market trades. It's the same thing. So, why is Apple stock down today? Apple's a great company. They've had great earnings reports. Outlook is good, but they're down today because the whole market is down. I'll talk about Elon in a minute, Jack. That's not what Elon said. I have to get rid of the FUD. You guys come here because you want to hear me, right? Keep it real. Tell you what the truth is. And Elon did not say crypto prices were going to drop. That's not what he said. So I'll clear that up in a minute because people misinterpret what he's saying. Because Elon's way up here, and all of us, we're all down here. Elon is just flying over everybody. That's what he does. So are we going to get a further drop in Doge? That's the question right now. Are we going to be buying lower dips on Doge? So you know that I am overly optimistic longer term. I did predict this week's drop, if you guys remember, and I did post that now on X. We did play it during yesterday's live stream, but I have now posted that clip onto my X account. So if you want to share that with other people, you can go right ahead. Because there were many on X who were saying somebody would have had to have been a genius. Yes, somebody would have had to have been a genius in order to predict the dump this week. And I'm like, I wonder who's a genius here. I wonder who's a genius here. Or maybe I'm lucky. I don't know. I've just seen this trading before, especially when we start the new year. Typically, prices are going up in the new year. And then we have this big event coming on January 20th. It's not just going to go straight up into January 20th. And that was my thinking when I did my 2025 price prediction video for Doge. It was like, Doge is going to start the year up, and then the second week, it's going to drop. And that's what I said. And you can see that right there on X. That's what happened. So we have that. We'll get to this chart in a minute. We covered the leverage. Again, it's all about leverage. And we'll check the heat map again because the heat map is going to tell where prices are going to go again. Now, they may not take all the leverage of Bitcoin all the way down to 90K, but if we still see weakness in the stock market, we had FOMC minutes, and I know Harry was there. I saw Harry checking in on Tom Crown. And if others were over there watching Tom an hour ago, he was going through the FOMC minutes. I tuned in just to see what his take was on that. And it was like, it wasn't really hawkish, wasn't really dovish. It was just kind of looking forward. And Tom's take on it was because of inflation, not really going down, that the FOMC, the US Fed, may not be lowering interest rates going forward. And we'll see. We've got 3 more weeks until the next Fed meeting, FOMC, which happens at the end of January. Of course, we'll be watching price action going up to that and what the expectations are, whether there's going to be a rate cut or not. But then the next one, which is in March, is already sort of lowering its expectations of whether there's going to be a rate cut in March based on the minutes that came out today. The market really didn't do much to that today. I mean, Bitcoin started to come up and then has retreated since then. And then Tom was also looking at the DXY and thinking, well, the DXI would be the reverse. And the DXI did drop for a bit, but then recovered and is going back up. So it looks like the DXY versus Bitcoin may be coming back to an inverse relationship, which it kind of has had on and off over the past year, but it looks like that is a trend that we'll be watching as well. So let me drop down here in the corner, and I'm going to get into a couple pieces of news. First, Dogecoin price falls. $15 million on Doge alone got liquidated. And of course, there was hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin and Ethereum. There was huge Ethereum trades also getting liquidated. But this crypto news article was just focusing on Doge today. So Dogecoin price retreated for 2 consecutive days as sentiment in the crypto industry has worsened. The decline occurred in a high volume environment. We see the volume tick up whenever we see these drops. And they keep using the word tokens, and it's not. It's coins worth $5.25 billion changing hands. That's big volume, up from Tuesday's $3 billion. The surge in trading volume suggests that some investors have begun liquidating their positions. Well, The exchanges are doing that for you if you're using leverage. And I understand some of you see these big swings and you want to get lured into trying leverage trading. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I'm not leverage trading. I'm not touching this. You don't know where the market's going to go. They could drop it even further. If you think, yeah, this is the low here, and so I'm going to open a leverage trade because it's all going to recover, come back up to 40 cents, and I'm going to make 5x. But you don't know whether it's going to turn around tonight or tomorrow and drop it even lower. And then you get zero. You get completely liquidated when you do that bet. So I'm not touching that. So Dogecoin's drop triggered a significant increase in liquidations. Bullish positions worth over $20 million were liquidated on Tuesday. This is just on Dogecoin, followed by nearly $15 million on Wednesday so far. These liquidations marked the largest drop since December 19th. What happened on December 19th? That was the FOMC meeting. That was the last FOMC meeting when Jerome Powell was very hawkish and was saying that instead of forecasting possibly 4 rate cuts in 2025, they were cutting it back to 2, and the crypto market dumped, liquidated a lot. That's what happens. When large liquidations occur, it often results in a sharp price drop as leverage bullish trades are automatically closed by the exchanges. And we've talked a lot about that over the past week because that's what we've been seeing are those leveraged liquidations. However, those are short-term things. And in the short term, yes, we had the drop right after December 18th, 19th. And then we've had the drop after the gain we had in early January, and now a drop. So let's zoom out. We got to zoom out now because we can't just be stuck here looking so closely. First, I'm going to zoom way out. I'm going to look at the monthly. You know what? Dogecoin is still in the green for the month of January. We're still green for the month of January. Zoomed in, you're like, oh, everything's going down. And I'm like, actually, since January 1st, we're up. Yes, this is a green candle for the month of January. Is it going to remain green? That's what we're going to continue to watch, but it is green. We go back to the weekly chart, and then we see, well, we had green candle and now a red candle. So that's the more recent second week, which I called second week. We would have a dump, and that's what we're in the middle of. We still have all the way till Sunday, the rest of this week, to trade. And we could see this recover half or more through the rest of the week. So we'll be watching that. We come then back to the daily chart, and the last 2 days do not look great. But again, when you start zooming in a little closer, you see the more immediate reaction. Yeah, our portfolios are down the past couple days. We were looking to get over 40 cents, and now we're at 33 cents. I get that. But then this article goes on from this leverage talking to do what? What does this article do? Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready? Where is this article going to go from here? Dogecoin's price retreated for 2 consecutive days. Sentiment in the crypto industry worsened. How are we going to solve this? And who is going to be the savior? It is me. Yes, it is KrissPax. KrissPax is in this article to save everybody. Yes, we zoom out and we go, guys, let's look at the bigger picture, because you just get zoomed in so much. And yeah, you can do that when you're trading, right? If you're trading, and then when you're doing buying and you want to buy on the dip, right? Then you zoom in, right? And you try and get the best price. So we've shown you some tricks you can do that, looking at the RSI, looking at the previous trading, buying on the red candles. But The article makes markets look bearish, jonesing, in the short term. But now we zoom out, right? We zoom out. And what do we say? This is my tweet, my post this morning. Dogecoin price action is very similar to 1 year ago. Do you know what the price was 1 year ago for Dogecoin? Well, look at that. In November 2023, Doge traded up. I could actually just go to my post here. Let me do that because we got it bigger on the screen here. So we start over here, right over here. In November 23, Doge had a big run, big green run right there. And then it was followed by a dip right above me. We had the dip. We had a little secondary run and then another dip. Very similar to what happened. We had the dip on December 19th, and then we had the January 1st and 2nd run up, and then followed by another dip. Then consolidation happened, and then we had February, March 2024, big run in Doge price. Well, look what's happening now. We had kind of the same kind of double action here. There was first the start of a pump, a retreat, and then the bigger pump in November 2023. What happened in November 2024? The start of a pump, a retrace, and then a bigger run up. Interesting. And then we had the dip that we just talked about. And then we had a second dip that just happened. Not guaranteed that the next move will be up like this, but we often trade in rhymes, and this green, red, green action could be mirrored again, green, red, green. Trying to keep it simple, looking at the patterns, looking at the charts, and it's like, do you want to miss out on this? There's a good chance this is going to happen. We've talked about the 4-year cycles. The big 4-year cycles show that the new all-time high for Dogecoin will hit sometime in 2025. Dogecoin has always, every 4 years, made a new all-time high. So this is what I am looking at coming forward. And I'm not going to miss this. I'm not selling. I'm not going to miss this, whatever this is. So this article says, hey, in a post on X, KrissPax notes Doge's current price action mirrors previous patterns. Pointed out the coin rallied, followed by a drop, consolidation, and then subsequent recovery. And others are looking at the price analysis too, looking at this being a temporary pullback right when we had this MACD crossover and people were feeling very bullish. It's now coming back down for a short kind of shakeout before crossing back up again to the green. And that's what we had back here. Again, this was March 2024. We had the same thing happen. We had the crossover from red to green. It was short-lived, came back down, but then moved up higher. And that same thing is happening right now. So what's going on with Elon Musk? Well, Forbes doesn't help because Billy Bambraw, again, not doing his research. Again, Elon's way up here, right? Everybody else is down here. It's not what Elon said. Elon did not say that the crypto market was going to drop. Not what he said. So he attributes this to, I guess Billy said, what is it? It could drive down the price of Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and other major cryptocurrencies. That's what Billy interpreted Elon's statement to say. And I tweeted Elon's statement because people are just misinterpreting it. And this was yesterday. And here's what Elon said. If dollar inflation is solved, he's talking about the dollar now, the US dollar. If dollar inflation is solved, the price in dollars to buy cryptocurrency will actually drop, other things being equal. Key statement, other things being equal. The price in dollars to buy cryptocurrency will actually drop. Here's what he means by that. He's talking about the printing of additional money. So what happens? The United States and other countries as well, they print additional money in order to pay for things, right? And we see that, especially the Biden administration, right? They've been printing money right and left for 4 years to pay for all of their left-wing programs, right? That dollar inflation just floods the market with more money. So what it does is it takes you more of those dollars to pay for a Bitcoin or a Dogecoin. That's what that means. If we curb that price, or if we curb that dollar inflation, in other words, we stop printing all of that money, then it would take, theoretically, less dollars. Less dollars is what it would be. So he did not say Bitcoin and Dogecoin was going to drop. He said the price in dollars to buy cryptocurrency will drop. It's not this, that's not the same thing. So just wanted to clear that up. And then we've got someone else saying Dogecoin is going to outperform majors like Bitcoin and XRP soon. And XRP right now is questionable in terms of whether Doge can outperform XRP from here, because XRP is doing this whole thing with the banks now. So XRP, Bank of America, whatever, not really a cryptocurrency, not in Satoshi's vision. Ripple is just a company trying to make money. They're going to be in bed with the banks. XRP price is probably going to go up. So there's that. And Wiz, this is crypto pundit Wiz, and I had never seen him before. And he's got, because I had to look him up. And I was like, he's got 768,000 followers on X. And he says, Doge will outperform most majors in the coming 3 to 6 months. You read it here. Elon marketing starts soon. That's huge. That is huge. So that's what Wiz is saying, is this is coming. So ignore the FUD or misinterpretation, whatever this is. We now have less than 12 days until the inauguration, January 20th. That is coming. And the patterns show price acceleration for Doge is coming. So despite what others think, I'm optimistic. I will continue to be optimistic. And not only that, I have a lot riding on this. And I'm not just saying I'm optimistic because I have a lot of money riding on this, but I've been doing this for a long time. I've been looking at the charts. I've been looking at, for the past 4 years, I've been studying all this, which is why I went all in on crypto 2 years ago. And we just have to let this bull market play out. You can't get caught up in the short-term thinking, these short-term drops, when there's a much bigger picture going on. And that is what is coming. So, sorry, that was a little long-winded. Didn't mean to go for 30 minutes there. Anybody who had earlier chats that I missed, you can just post your thought again if it was aimed toward me, because now I will see it. I wasn't looking at the chat except for a couple things there. So Welcome, everybody. Are you buying the dip? Are you buying the dip? Do you believe in this? I mean, there was a nice little juicy dip here at noon today. A nice little juicy dip at 32.8. Will it dip again? Of course, that's going to be the big question. Is it going to go lower? And as I said earlier, thanks to F1's question was, are we going to see that lower Bitcoin leverage that's got a big target on it, hundreds of millions of dollars? Are the exchanges and market makers going to be targeting those as well? And if there's any weakness in the markets, they're going to go after it. They're going to go after it. Jesus, buying the guacamole dip. I know we had some of those what is it called, the La Nina chips, and we had two kinds. We had the regular kind and we had the jalapeno kind. And I was like, the jalapeno kind, I don't know, it's the stuff on the chip that's just a little too spicy. I like to have the regular corn chip but dip it in a spicy sauce. That's what I like. And I'm not a huge guacamole fan, but the spicy sauce I like, the spicy dip, but on a regular corn chip, not one that's already flavored like jalapeno flavored. But I do like the spice. And Doritos, I just can't eat Doritos anymore. It's got like too much salt and too much stuff on it. So we get the La Nina chips. So good. Those are the dips I'm buying. Your chips love dips? Absolutely. The outcome of the FOMC minutes was kind of nothing. A little bit hawkish in terms of what's going to happen maybe in March. Again, there's a January FOMC and then a March FOMC. But that's about it. It's all about the data. They need more data. It's all about the data. If you ever watch Tom Crown's FOMC live, every time Chirpau says the word data, you take a drink, you would be sloshed in half an hour, completely sloshed. Yes, folks, seen these cycles past years, can't miss out on the big runs. Absolutely. Thank you, Damien. Appreciate it. I am not expecting X payments before the 20th. I'm not. Elon's gearing up towards inauguration, starting the Department of Government Efficiency, while also trying to solve all the world's problems, from migrants in the UK and Germany's problems. Elon's all wrapped up in that right now. So not expecting X payments anytime soon. So yeah. Should I put a buy order in, and at what price? I can't tell you that, Patrick. I just spent half an hour telling you why price went down today and what the outlook looks like. You make that decision, whether you're going to put a buy order in or not. I can't tell you what to do. Boss Mac bought some at 33.5, and now we're at 33.6. So you're already in the green on what you just bought. When it dips, it's time to go shopping. Is McDonald's hiring? Again, 2026. That's a 2026 question. I am not bearish at all. I'm not bearish at all. But I get it. It's kind of a fun thing to say, McDonald's, all that. Slurping the dips. Yep. Bought some more at 32. Yeah, Bruce. So we need to call them coins, though, just to be clear here, right? And Weather Girl will probably tell you that. You have to call them coins, Bruce. You can't call Dogecoins either tokens or shares. They're coins. So just want to clear that up. Stocks are down too. I know. Not just crypto. And that gave the market makers an avenue to dump crypto prices and wipe out more of that leverage. That's all it is. So Federico bought some. Nomad, it's clear leverage is being eliminated. Is it possible to somehow understand where they are? Nope. It's not, because they just keep opening new leverage positions. So, yep. Yeah, I don't even look at my portfolio when it dips down. I don't want to know. I mean, I have a basic idea of how far it drops, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to know that. The perfect dip, Sam. What is the perfect dip? This was a pretty good one here in the short term. But yeah. Yep. So I'm thinking the Trump pump, Francesca, was coming the 17th, 18th, and 19th, right? Leading up to the inauguration. And then there'll be a follow-on later after another dip. Markets don't always go up. There are always dips. But that's what I think. Your stocks went down 30 to 40%. What kind of stocks are you in, Adam? 30 to 40% drop in stocks? I mean, NVIDIA is even. MicroStrategy 2.5 down. DJT 1.5 down. CleanSpark is down 5. Amazon, pretty even, down slightly. GameStop is down 1.5. AMC down 2.5. How are you down 30% on your stocks, Adam? Wow. Demi bought some on the dip. Yep, folks, all in. I know. I'm all in. So the BlackRock buy, again, that's an ETF. So they buy the coins in response to how many shares of their ETF are bought. So it's not BlackRock buying. It's actually their investors that are buying the ETF. So BlackRock goes and picks up coins, and they do it OTC. That's right. They do it all OTC. They basically call up instead of buying on the open market. But yet when they sell, yes, they do that. When there are more sales on their ETFs, then they do have to reduce their holdings and they sell on the open market. Not really fair. I agree. Overall, everything is up because of the ETFs, but that part of it, not really fair. I agree. Yep. You need all-time highs. Yeah. Well, if you need something, you shouldn't be investing in crypto, or you shouldn't be relying on crypto for a need. This would be a want. Needs versus wants. Don't you remember that from grammar school? Needs versus wants. And this is how Dogecoin trades. And Volks is right. It goes down quick, and many times it goes down more than others. But when it goes up, it does go up faster. And yeah, that's the other thing, Teodoro. The data that they're using, particularly the jobs, right? And unemployment data, which is going to be on Friday. For 4 years in the Biden administration, the numbers have never been the truth. They've never been the truth. And then a month or two later, they revised the past numbers thinking that no one will notice. People notice, but that doesn't help the markets because the markets react to the numbers when they're published. And you would think by now they would know these aren't real numbers. But markets are markets. That's what they do. Yes, Crypto.com's Kronos token will be bullish as well. Nigo. My take on migrants are there's a legal process to enter the United States. So if you want to come into our country, there's a legal process on which to do that. If the first thing you do entering our country is sneak through the wall illegally, you're a criminal. You should not be here. No, there's a legal path. You follow the legal path and you're absolutely welcomed into our country, but not illegally. No. And those people are going to be deported starting January 21st. So you're figuring out your exit plan, Matt? Sell January through April. Need the money to pay off debt. Good to get rid of debt. Absolutely. Either I have debt or I have taxes from the profits. You got to save a little on the side to pay taxes on your profits too. So, yep. Buy the dip of the dip. Yeah, all you have to do is look back where we were 3 months ago. When we had dips 3 months ago. We can just look at this. And we can look at this 90 days ago. 90 days ago. In the last 90 days, Bitcoin is up 60%. That's pretty decent. Right? That's pretty decent. 60% gains for Bitcoin over 90 days. Look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin's up 220%. 220% over 90 days. And that's in the middle of a dip down at 33.5 cents. Dogecoin is still up 220% over the last 90 days. So, again, I don't know what everyone's freaking out about. We're up. We're up year to date. We're up the past 12 months. We're up the past 24 months, even more. And Dogecoin trading in the 30s is awesome. It's not just dipping right back down. Yes, we're going up and down between 30 and 40 and back to 33. Yeah, I get that. Short-term thinking, though. Short-term thinking. Crypto migrants. Are there crypto migrants? I don't know. Mini Brands Toys, Tats, I didn't see it. They included actual physical Dogecoins. Interesting. They're trying to create scarcity with physical Doge. Well, I've got some. I've got one here. Not the same thing. And then I had a giveaway. Remember my giveaway? The Derek one, he got one of these from me. We'll be doing some of that stuff again. Michael Jackson, take a look at the man in the mirror. Yeah, I saw that Facebook thing. Is there a migrant coin? You're kidding, right? And it's not a coin, it's a token. It's probably just another dumb token. I'm not looking at it. That's really dumb. That's like dumber than dumb. To make a meme token off the migrant situation? I mean, seriously? How do the market makers make money? They make a little chunk on every deal. They get a little percentage on every trade. That's how they get paid. And it's all with the exchange. This 4-year cycle will be unlike any other, except Elon Musk is running Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. Of course, Bruce, you're welcome. Just need to get the lingo right. And of course, he reminds everybody else to make sure you like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I appreciate that. We're trying to keep it real here. And now's a good time to keep it real. Yeah, I say Dogecoin a lot, Ron. But, you know, you have to find some other scarce word that I say. But I do it repeatedly. It's not like Doge, but something else. Used to be just saying, but I don't say just saying all the time. I go streams without saying just saying. But that's one of my expressions. Just saying. I'm not looking at Doge. No, not at all. Divine Nudges. Not interested. Damien bought Samara. Yeah, I bought CleanSpark. Good luck to us. On the Bitcoin mining bandwagon, I went with CleanSpark. We'll see how it goes. No, I don't think Jerome Powell needs to go, Teodoro. I actually think Jerome Powell and the Fed are doing an okay job through this. Plus, I think he's got a contract for 2 more years as well, or at least another year and a half. And I think it would be really hard for Trump to fire him. I don't think he actually can. I'm not sure about that. I think he's doing okay. Being cautious like he should be. You don't want to be jumping to conclusions too fast. Although I did think over the summer when he paused in July, he should have actually dropped the interest rate in July, and he didn't do that. But then he did a double drop the next FOMC in September. So yeah. Yeah, I'm looking this month to be the next big run. I'm very optimistic. Now, whether the last run is in April or it's in the fall, who knows? On my 2025 price prediction video for the year, I placed it in the fall because that's going to be when I think the real catalyst is, like X payments. Now, if he gets Doge onto X payments sooner than that, then you can just take that fractal that I had on that in December. All this. Yeah. Pause me here. This big blue thing here that I had on my price prediction in the fall of 2025. Hey, if that happens sooner and there's a huge thing because of Doge on X payments, I'll take it. But I don't think Doge is going to be on X payments at the start. I think it's going to start with just fiat money to sort of get it going. And then digital assets like Doge will be added later. But we'll see about that. But yeah, that was my thing on my yearly price prediction video. If you guys didn't watch that, great video on my channel. You should watch that. And it was down $30, not 30%. Well, that makes sense. I was like, 30%? What? Crypto rich, cash poor. Me too, Christian. Same thing. Same thing. Hold, buy more. A lot of people doing that. The border is secure. Not. And there still continues to be videos showing all the migrants trying to run to the border before January 20th. It's crazy out there. Doge has always made new highs. 2025 is all in front of us. Hey, I am an old guy. Thanks, Ames. I'll take it. I'll take it. Maybe I'm wiser too. I don't know. Sheeb looks like it's forming reverse head and shoulders. Doesn't mean anything to me. I do the news and I do the leverage, and whatever happens, happens. Yeah, badminton. Harry and I were over on Tom Crown's channel at 2:00 today to see his take on the FOMC minutes. And it was really just kind of blah. Just really didn't spend too much time with the economic data for 2024. and not really enough words about the expectations looking forward. So not much. Not much. I want to buy more Doge. I only have 3,500 in my bank account, and I need to save for a wedding. DWD, those weddings are expensive. I do know this. Marry your Doge. And that's what happens, Damien, in bull runs. You get new investors showing up after the big first run. And so they're buying somewhat high in the 40s in this case, but you got to weather that first dip in consolidation period. And that's what we're in now for this bull market. No, the run back in March was like a pre-run. And that was all on the backs of those Bitcoin spot ETFs. Even all the Bitcoin TA people are saying that that shouldn't have happened. Bitcoin should not have hit an all-time high back in March before the halving. It never happened in Bitcoin's history before. And so all of crypto just followed that. And of course, Doge went up at a higher percentage, like it does during those big kind of, big spikes up. But that was really a pre-pump, pre-run. Yeah, so an early run, sure. But you saw what happened over the summer. It came right back down. That's what happened. Christoph was buying at 11 and 12. Derek in the house, hello. They're bringing awareness to Doge. That's great. You found 4. Like, is this like a searching thing? Interesting. Follow the Elbic Road. I'd say the migrant token is dumber than Hawk to a girl releasing a celebrity token and getting totally taken advantage of. Migrant token, dumber. Yeah, we talked about XRP earlier. Getting in bed with the banks. On Bank of America, it's like, okay. Got it, Nigo. But a migrant token, really? Dude. Oh, so the long-term gain is going to be crypto you're storing in your wallet and you're keeping it there, not taking the profits now, but that's going to be to pay your taxes next year. Got it. That's cool. Let's keep it real. Destroy the like button. I like that. Northern Orbit, keeping it real. Just saying. Oh, do I need to talk about that guy today? I don't think so. I think we covered him enough the past few streams. Jack is buying the bots. The bot tokens. They're not AI agents, they're bots. Elijah, we've been in a recession for almost a year. We've been in a recession. The United States has been faking the economic data to make it look like we weren't in a recession, thinking that that would be the difference in the election and they would win the White House again. Yeah, that didn't happen. So the Trump administration is going to come in with a huge mess on their hands to try and make the numbers real. And it's probably not going to look bad at the beginning in terms of the data because they're comparing it to fake data. But yeah, we've been in the recession. And then on top of that, we were talking about eggs, the price of eggs like 6 months ago. Well, now it's even worse because of all of the bird flu stuff going on. But that's separate. But you guys feel it when you go to the grocery store. You know what the prices are, like orange juice spiking up and like all these other things. And it's not because that there's a scarcity of oranges. No, it just the cost of doing everything. is just much, much more. And your wages, your paycheck is not keeping up with the inflation, the actual price inflation, not the inflation that the Biden administration has been posting, but the actual price inflation that you actually feel has gone up a lot more than your paycheck has. So we are in that. Exactly. How can you make decisions based on false numbers, particularly if you know that they're false? You absolutely know the numbers are false, but they just play the game. They play the game. And then when Chappelle is up there in front of like all of the media, and the media is asking their questions, they ask the same questions every time. They follow the script. Even the lovely Gina follows the script. She has good questions, but it's still following the script. And no one asks about whether the data is actually correct or not, because you're not allowed to ask that question. Nope, not allowed to ask that. I believe you're right, Bruce. I think it was during the Trump administration that Jerome Powell was hired. That could be right. Well, he's got him back. Lisa put 1,000 into Doge today. Nice. You've got some XRP as well. Yes, double on both is definitely in the cards this bull cycle. Absolutely. What XRP is doing now, that is definitely in the cards. I'm still not buying it because I still think there's a bigger issue with XRP. We have a little in our KrissPax DCA portfolio, like 12,000 tokens or something. And so that's all the XRP I actually hold is that XRP, which somebody else suggested we buy for that portfolio. But yeah, I could see them both doubling. Hey, Bankston, how are you? Still buying $20 of Doge every day. Stopped eating out. Again, we were talking last week about lowering our expenditures, right? Lowering our budgets. And one thing we did talk about was going to restaurants, cutting that back. Instead of once a week, once a month. If you do twice a week, once a week, or once every other week, because that's real money. It costs a lot to eat out. That's real money. Hey, F1. I saw your note on my post earlier. Doge to $1.25 by February. Well, that would certainly follow. That would follow this, wouldn't it? That would follow this. If we get this on this chart, if we get this, we'll see. Do you really think there'll be a huge sell-off after the X payment spike? Yes, that's how Doge trades. That's how Doge trades. There would be a sell-off. Now, it won't go all the way back down to where it started. It'll find some level, but and especially if it's the fall near the end of the bull market, which is what I showed on that price prediction video, because then you might have the rest of crypto starting to pull back after hitting all-time highs. So I think at that time, that would also pull Doge down as well. Now, if Doge spikes sooner, we won't see as much of a pullback, I would guess, if it's really for Doge being used on X. Yep. Well, don't quit your life, Northern Orbit, but The expectations are there. Now, there's a lot of people still asking about 5x and 10x from here. Some of those are, I don't know, but especially 10x cryptos, buying in 2025. No, if you want a 10x crypto, you should have bought down at the bottom of the bear market. So at least 2 years from now, you can start accumulating cryptos for the next bull market and expecting 10x gains maybe, but not buying today because everything is up from, or pretty much up, unless it's just a bad crypto. But everything else is up from where it was even last summer. So you're not going to be getting 10x's. Now there may be a few that make it. I'm just talking the big cryptos. I'm not talking about the meme tokens that just get created every day on the tens of thousands. No. $2 to $3 is possible, Levy. Again, it depends on what actually happens with Dogecoin and its utility actual use case. It's not going to go to $3 built on hype. That's what I think. Your girlfriend broke up with you because of your Doge addiction. Yeah, I don't believe in revenge stuff. Just if you have your profits, just enjoy them and keep it to yourself. Respect. You might be coming over here, Darth Mike, seeing how things are going in the UK. It's interesting, the percentage of UK residents that are, let's just say, Caucasian, right, white, has been going down for 20 years. And that may be partially, I mean, part of it is the influx of migrants into the UK, but part of it is also people leaving because they see what's going on. Yeah. $5 Pokemon card, not enough to make a difference. I'd keep it. Yeah, that's what Darren says too. Keep the Pokemon card. Sell everything else. Cancel the wedding. You migrated to US legally. Then you're welcome here. You're welcome here. You'll get married in Vegas. Elvis. Yeah, Amigo. So the ETH Doge bridge. So this was all Vitalik's plan. This was Vitalik's big plan, which is not happening like he thought. But what Vitalik wanted was Dogecoin to also change to a proof of stake. So Ethereum 2021 and into 2022 was still a proof of work cryptocurrency through the last bull run. And a lot of people were making a lot of money mining Ethereum. Mining Ethereum was a big deal. But Ethereum had problems. Wicked slow, high gas fees, a lot of people complaining, building on Ethereum, using their smart contracts was a real drag. And so Vitalik came up with this plan to migrate Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. And then what he was then coupling that with was everything that was going on with Dogecoin as a currency. And so he thought the bigger plan was for Ethereum to change to proof of stake. And then if Dogecoin did the same thing and also changed to proof of stake, so it could be really fast. It would be much faster than it is now as a proof of work cryptocurrency. And then build a direct bridge between ETH and Doge. Then he thought Doge could be the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap if Dogecoin did that. And there's a lot of people in the Dogecoin community that were actually pretty interested in that. And there's still a number in the Dogecoin Foundation that think that that's a good idea. I personally like Dogecoin to stay as proof of work, to have mining, to have security of the blockchain, every transaction validated and all of that. Because now there's some questions about Ethereum even that are popping up in terms of minting tokens and burning tokens and what its supply is and all of that. And also, Ethereum's gas fees are still relatively high. Things move faster on Ethereum because of it being proof of stake. Don't have to wait for the proof of work validations. But that's what all that was about. And there is still some chatter about Dogecoin, at some point in time, maybe doing a conversion as well. The problem is the developers for Dogecoin are all volunteering their time, and they get paid out of a tip jar, where Ethereum has full-time developers that are getting paid and work at that. So huge difference between the two. So that's what that's about. But good question. Good question. I so want to buy right now, although I feel it will dip a bit more. That's always in the cards. So figuring it out, one thing you can do is just do little bits at a time. It doesn't have all or nothing. If you've got $1,000 ready to buy Doge, maybe buy $100 now on a red candle. And then next time, $200. And then next time, $300. Something like that. If you're afraid it's going to dip more, then at least you bought some now. Hedge your bet, right? Reduce your risk. That's one way you can look at it. I don't know, Brian. I look at the cost of things, look at the economic data myself, and I'm like, we were in a recession. Now, today, we may not be. But last summer, we were in a recession. But if you want to call me a joker, fine. Fine. But I wasn't the only one saying it. If you believe the Biden economic numbers, there you go. No, Doge doesn't run last. Remember what happened in 2021? Dogecoin hit its all-time high in May. Bitcoin didn't hit its all-time high until November. We did a cheap wedding so we could put a payment down on a house. We had an open bar. Guests were happy. I wish I would have done that. Yeah. Yeah, don't eat. And you don't have to buy eggs. Exactly. You can buy half, and if it dips further, the remaining half. Not financial advice. Exactly. We've been having fun with talking about Fartcoin for the past week. I cannot believe it's at a price that it still is. I can't believe it. Your girlfriend insists you get the pasture-raised organic eggs for $11 a dozen. Okay, so she can buy them, Will, if that's what she wants. I'm not buying those. I go to Market Basket and I buy the cheapest ones. It's an egg. It's an egg. An egg is an egg. And that is kind of a typical woman thing too. I hate to say that, but that's what I've seen. John got married to my wife in the Philippines so I could buy more Doge and save a ton. Yes, Bidenomics at its finest. Yep, Trump high pile. That's what I thought. You're going to buy some chickens? Build a chicken coop? Get your own eggs. Yeah, I don't know what Trump is going to do with this whole Canada-Greenland thing. Oh, you own a restaurant, Raiden? Sorry, but again, those who are buying crypto is still a small percentage. So there's still a lot of people out there. And hey, if inflation goes down and the whole Trump economic engine is happening, your restaurant will be fine. Peak still doing okay. Still above 50, I believe. Yeah, 54 cents. It kind of drifted down from our 59-cent target here. Had a nice dip here at noon today to 51. Didn't go below 50, so that's not bad. Buying opportunity. Again, noon today was a great buying opportunity for a lot of cryptos, including Bitcoin, dropping down to 92.5. The only thing going up has been XRP, but it also dipped at noon, down to 220, but came right back up. Exactly. Raiden, you should let people pay with Doge, give them 10% off, except Dogecoin. Walk the plank. I won't buy XRP until the next bear market. It could be much higher. It does have utility. It's with the banks. It's kind of the SWIFT system thing, but yeah, I'm not touching it. You just started buying crypto on Coinbase's Advanced Trading. It is criminal what price they give you when you buy and sell on their typical platform. That is true, Elijah. There are a lot of people who are unaware. And I have that open right here, actually. Again, left over from last time. There's the typical platform of Coinbase. You want to buy Bitcoin, you just put in how many dollars worth you want to spend, and then you say, buy Bitcoin. And they just give you whatever price they give you. That is not the way to buy on Coinbase. No, you come over here, you tick on Advanced Trading, and you go into this area. Again, this is all free. This is not extra to do this on Coinbase. And now you're right in here. And I like to go into like the 5-minute when I'm ready to buy, because I want to dive right in on the 5-minute chart here. And their spread here, this is the spread between the bid and the ask, is so minimal. The fee, I think, is the same. I think it's the same fee, whether you buy it on the, that other page or you buy it through Advanced Trading. But you don't get a good price unless you go here. I have a link in the description below for anybody who is interested in starting an account on Coinbase. And if you use my link, you put $100 in minimum, you get to spin the big wheel. And we've heard people getting Bitcoin everywhere from $5 worth up to $100 worth of Bitcoin, spinning the wheel. So use my link in the description below and try out Coinbase. If she doesn't love Doge, she's not the one. And mine just doesn't, she doesn't care. She knows what I'm doing. And she's just like, yeah, you do your thing. She knows about it though, because she hears me talk about it. And with other people too, it comes up in conversation. So she knows. I saw the last bull run. We had a lot of drops of Bitcoin, more than 40%. This year, we're having less big drops. Yeah, so, and I showed this on my video this morning, and I bookmarked this on X because I like to bookmark things that are relevant. And this is Gel. Our friend Crypto Gel has updated his Bitcoin bull market pullback percentages. And right now we're at a 15% pullback. 15%. Now this summer, it was a 32%. This past summer was the biggest pullback, was 32%, which is the same as last cycle in 2021. The biggest pullback was also 32%. However, if you go back to 2017, we had 34, 41, 40, 43, and these are pullbacks in a bull market, big extreme pullbacks happening. But yeah, this cycle compared to last cycle, yeah, pretty similar in the percentage of pullbacks during a bull market. So yeah, pretty similar. Got more liquidations happening. Yeah, these are some Bitcoins. So these are new leverage trades that just happened since this run after 12 o'clock. We just had some liquidations of some new Bitcoin leverage trades that were just made in the past couple hours. Traders are going to be traders, the degens that they are. What are my thoughts on Pepe? I don't really follow Pepe that much, F1, to be honest. I mean, if it goes past its previous all-time high, then it's anybody's guess. Yeah, it's down to like 17 today. So you bought at 21. And its previous all-time high that it made earlier this year was, there it is at 17. Go back to the daily chart. Yeah, it was up here at 28. So we did a fib just because we did the fib. Remember this, F1? We did this fib. This was back here on 8th of December. We ran this fib line because people were wondering, you know, Pepe had just hit an all-time high. Where's it going to go? And the fib line said, dun, 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 38. 38 was the 1.61. So 40, 60, 80. If you believe in the fibs, it says 38. Could it go higher? Sure. Fib lines don't always hold, especially if there's a lot of FOMO. That could happen. But that's my take on Pepe. And so 38 from here, right, would be doubling. It'd be a 2x from here. And that's what we're talking right now. Something that's in the range for the next crypto pump is possibly a 2x. Doge could do more. I mean, for Doge, that would now be 66 cents. I don't think a lot of us would be happy if Doge only went to 66 cents. I guess it depends on where you bought Doge and what your plans are, but yeah, I'm not buying any more Pepe. I doubled my money on Pepe, took my profits, put it into peak, and now I'm enjoying that. So, patiently waiting, Charles. 3 more months, start laddering out. I may be laddering out sooner than that, again, just to hedge and take some risk off. But we'll see. Anthony, you shouldn't be asking that kind of question. That's such negative thinking. If there's a worldwide war and the whole internet crashes, it's like, if you're thinking like that, then you just need to make yourself an underground bunker and start hoarding like food or something. I'm not going to get into those kinds of scenarios. Litecoin, we talk about Litecoin J every once in a while. Did it hold over 100? 99. It just dipped below $100. Wow. It was doing so well. But again, like everything else, right? So there's the 100 line. Dip down to 97. Again, this is looking like a really tasty dip here, the noon dip today. I don't know if there's going to be another one that's going to come down this low or not. Again, it's afternoon now. Volume has ticked down. How did the stock market end up trading? A little bit down at the end. S&P 500. No, actually, it went up at the end. Stock market traded to 4 o'clock here, trading up. After market, yeah, it looks like it's all kind of mixed. Nothing really big moving after market on my watch list. Everything's relatively quiet. So I kind of think the same thing's going to happen with crypto. Holding, baby. Are there any lucrative mining opportunities? Again, this is only if you're living in an area that has low electricity. Boston, I pay like some of the highest electricity costs in the country. So when I start mining, it's just going to be for the fun of it, not to make money, but just to collect some extra Doge, help out the network. It's going to be more of that kind of thing because I'm not going to make a lot of money. Not here in Boston. Am I traveling with my gains? Yes. Yeah. CDM, we're going to buy a house, and then in a couple of years, I'm going to officially retire. I got some good projects I'm working on, and I'm not ready to quit that yet. So it'll probably be a 2-year phase out, and then we're going to do some traveling. Yes, indeed. So you got at least 2 more years of me here on YouTube. At least 2 more years. And then it'll be more occasional, or I'll be checking in from remote locations. Well, that's where we're waiting to see, David, is when is Doge going to get out of the dip? And right now, I'm looking for the end of next week, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And we'll probably could just be going sideways between now and then, although I don't think in this market, sideways is going to be like actual just dead sideways. There'll be up and down action. So, yeah. You're doing a home wedding, DWD. Hey, CDC. Yes, you caught a live. Welcome. Did it help when I actually put live on the thumbnail? Did that help? Just trying something different with the thumbnail. Susan, bought $100 for it today. Your first Dogecoin, everybody. Let's congratulate Susan Butterfly. She bought her first Doge today. That is awesome. Congratulations. Welcome to the Dogecoin family. Let's see some hearts. Let's see some hearts for Susan. Welcome to the Doge fam. It's awesome. Awesome. Adrian using leverage. Good luck. We don't really talk about much here except for when it all gets liquidated, but be careful. Kayak Chick bought some H-bar. Getting into Hedera. Again, that's one of the big four. Algorand, H-bar, ADA with Cardano, and XRP. Those are the big four American companies that Trump, he may do something. Trump may do something with those American companies. And if it's something like, if you sell and you have a profit, you don't have to pay capital gains tax. Wow. So I did not sell any of my Cardano, any of my H-bar in 2024, waiting till 2025 to start taking profits, partially because I think the price is going to be higher, but also just this chance I don't have to pay taxes on capital gains on those. That'll be awesome. Oh, you're right, Anthony. Biden also changed the definition of a recession. I forgot that. Under the old system, it definitely would have been in a recession last year. That's right. Change the definition. I forgot that. Thanks for the reminder. If we get on X, Will asks, when is the next use for Doge? Oh, everybody's going to pile on then. If Elon introduces it directly into X, you're going to have all the pile-ons. It will be huge. Doge is fake. I don't know who you are, but I beg to differ. Mert's got a plan. 53, 67, 91, 245, and then dipping down 221, 193. Wow, very exact prices. Good luck. Meanwhile, the grind goes on. Yeah, that's not me dancing. Callie got that AI thing somewhere. It put my face on it. It's got a nice tattoo, and I don't have that tattoo. We're decoiling the RSI for that Trump inauguration pump. I believe so. Hey, Wei, how are you? How's your ADA doing? Ah, there it is. The ADA post, of course. It wouldn't have been you if you didn't say something about ADA. ADA's down as well, 92 cents, just like everything else. Actually, its second drop was lower than the first drop today. At noontime, it came down to 91.2. And then here at about 3 o'clock, 90.9. Ouch. Doge is doing much better, but I get it. There's no one who really teaches like that, Aisha. I mean, Tom Crown has a new program that he's making to help traders. You have to pay for it. I don't know what the cost is of that. Maybe you can hang out on Tom Crown's channel and get a little peek of what he does. His is all really technical analysis, and I don't do that. I look at previous prices of where things have traded, but I don't do all of the things that Tom does. So check out Tom Crown. We could have bottomed out, Jungle Boy. That could have been it at noon. That's why I have this big white circle here, right? That could have been it at noontime. The RSI dropped low. Again, this is on a small time frame, but this looks like this has bottom dip written all over it for me. A lot of it's going to depend on Bitcoin, though. And Bitcoin seems to be holding pretty well above 94 now. I mean, it's $94,000 for a Bitcoin. And people are afraid and scared. And I'm just like, it's early January of the 4-year cycle where we're going to hit an all-time high. Tom Crown, Aisha. You can go onto YouTube here and you can just search Tom Crown. And here he is, the guy with the glasses. And this is Tom. And he has a number of free videos that he has, like how to trade on trend lines, candlesticks, how to look at volume indicators, things like that. So he has a number of those videos that are free. Elliott waves, hidden divergences, moving averages. So there's some really good videos here. And now he's put together a full trading course, which is partially on YouTube and then partially somewhere else. So check out Tom. Good guy. Again, this is more for trading. You can follow some of his for longer term, trying to find the bottom, like TCA, buy and hold. but more of his stuff is more like day-to-day traders. But you still learn a lot about reading charts. And Tom's really good at that. So check Tom out. And if you ever chat with him in the chat, tell him that I sent you over. I don't get anything out of it. Just we're good friends online. So when is H-bar going to be on Robinhood? I know, Craig. It's been way too long. Way too long. Elijah, you picked up some algo? I've got a big bag of Algorand. I would love for that to happen. 69? That'd be a good number, Jamie, wouldn't it? 69. So Craig, Doge all-time high, I believe, is going to be tied to its own catalyst. Its own catalyst. And we don't know when that's going to happen. I showed you on my 2025 price prediction video one view of it. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not answering you, Michael Jackson. You're just asking dumb questions. Were you right, Bibbles? I don't know. You were calling for a lot lower numbers than where it is now. No, you were calling for lower numbers than that. Hey, Jay. Akuma Inu. Thank you for the super chat. Akuma Inu. Never heard of it. If anything that has an emu on it, I'm like, really? Akuma Inu. I don't normally do this, but Akuma Inu. 0009. So it's ETH-based, and you can also trade it on PancakeSwap or SushiSwap. That's it. It's just a token. Akuma Inu, just a token. Forged in the frenzied fires of market volatility. Wow, what a great start. I do like that. Akuma Inu has emerged as the embodiment of the degen spirit. That's actually pretty well written. Still not going to buy it. Oh, it's on Base? It's built on Base? Yeah. And just a meme. Just another meme. Good luck with your Akuma Inu. I like how they wrote that up, though. How long has it been trading? Since November? It's up pretty nice. If you had bought in early. Again, it's on one of these meme tokens on Base, of which there's tens of thousands of them now. How do you know which is the one that's going to run like that? Yeah, you don't. Divine, you're in Boston too? Cool. Yeah, David, we cover XRP. I think from this point with XRP and its relationships with banks like the Bank of America and its idea of being this digital SWIFT system, I think it's going to be very good for XRP, although it did just go on a 300% plus run. So if you're buying now, you're already buying it after that big run. The XRP that we bought on our KrissPax DCA portfolio, which did touch 50,000 and is now down to 43, unfortunately. We bought our XRP at 58 cents. So we're up 300% on our XRP. This is 1,200 XRP. Total value of $2,800, but it's in our KrissPax portfolio, which is still up from $10,000 to over $43,000. And again, for those that don't know, there's 75,000 Dogecoin here that I'm giving away. Later this year, I'm giving this 75,000 Dogecoin away to the channel members for taking part, supporting Dogecoin, supporting the channel, you'll be getting a gift from me, 75,000 Dogecoin. And you say, but Kriss, what if Dogecoin's at $1? Are you really giving away $75,000? And I would say two things. First, yes, because I've got millions of Dogecoin, which means I will have millions of dollars worth of Dogecoin. So giving away and sharing $75,000 of it with channel members, that's not too bad. But then also, I didn't actually buy or spend $75,000 because we bought this Dogecoin at 6 cents. That's right, 6 cents. So do the math from 6 cents to $1, and you'll see what the power of Dogecoin is. But that's what we're doing here. So cheers, everybody. Christoph, yep, thank you. Thank you. Voice of Reason has given a super chat. Thank you. You're down 300K, but still holding. I still believe. Thanks for keeping positive. You're down 300K from the top, but you're down 300K overall in your portfolio, which meant you were buying more up at a higher price. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Again, my outlook is still higher, and I still believe in, this bull market still playing out for Bitcoin. I still target $180,000 for Bitcoin this cycle. And I still think that this green box is coming for Doge, and Doge will go much higher. So, and I got a lot riding on this. My overall portfolio was up because I was buying mostly down in the bottom of the bear market. I got a few cryptos that are still in the red now. I think I was briefly in December up on everything. But a few of them have fallen back a bit. But I still think this is coming, which it was very nice for those that didn't see that Crypto News wrote an article that included my tweet in it, my KrissPax tweet with my little boxes here, and that was all posted today. So that was pretty cool. They jumped right on that. KrissPax in the news again. Somebody thinks I'm doing something right. So I did videos on stocks, Kilroy. Before I did crypto, I was doing stock swing trading, and that's how I started. I wasn't as sophisticated, let's say. Didn't really have all this YouTube stuff down at the time. But then as soon as I got into Doge, I completely stopped doing the stock swing trading. I covered Tesla a couple times because I was doing a lot of Tesla swing trading. But then since Tesla was down at like $112, I stopped swing trading Tesla and I just piled into it. And I still hold all of that Tesla stock from $110, $112. But I still do some swing trading. I killed it on Megal last week. Megal was awesome. My MicroStrategy is down a little bit from my last swing, but I'm holding it. And DJT, I'm way up on. That's what I currently have on the stock side that's in my swing trading. I also have longer term holds in Apple, CleanSpark, Coinbase, and AMC. We'll see when the next pump is, and then I'm going to trade out of that. Nicholas, not a big deal. Right, you're just kidding. I got it. I caught up. Gotcha. Funny. Thanks for the emojis. I'm not looking at cat theft auto. Sorry. Not looking at it. Big bag is relative to everybody, depending on your financial situation. So if I say big bag, it's a decent amount. Just leave it at that. I showed everybody what my $1 million portfolio looked like back in October. And you guys can just search that on my channel and you'll find that video. That shows you everything I have, or everything I had at the time. I've sold a couple of those and bought a couple new ones since then. So. On HBAR, try Exodus. Try the Exodus wallet, Dr. Sauce. Yeah, and you don't have to put words in mine either, Bibbles. But that's okay. That's all right. We both predicted it was going to drop. You put a number on it. I didn't put a number on it, but I did say it was going to drop. And I have the proof of that. Yes. HBAR, Algo, Cardano, and XRP. If the Trump administration puts forth an effort to not have investors pay capital gains tax on profits when they sell those for, that would be awesome. And that is really to spur buying of those in support of those companies because they're based in the United States. That's what it's about. Bibbles, start your own YouTube channel, dude. Just go start your own YouTube channel. You don't have to help people in the chat. They're here for me and each other, but not you. So good luck. Hey, KP's in the house. How are you? The problem with Bitcoin between 90 and 100K is just too much to invest for smaller investors. Fractions of shares just don't have the ability to make significant gains. However, if you get over that and you look at it in terms of sats instead of full Bitcoins, which they're really not doing yet completely. They're not doing a good job of like making that transition, but they should. But it's just still that the multiplier on that, like 100 million or something, is way too much. So people in their heads still can't really, I can't even do that straight conversion to sats. But I think that will come. I think that will come in time. But at that time, Bitcoin will be worth like $1 million. But it does hamper the buying of Bitcoin, though. It definitely does. Because a lot of smaller investors just see the price at $94,000 and they just say, I'm not buying that, even though they can buy a piece. Thank you, Lucky. Thank you, David. Thank you, Christoph. Cheers, MB. Lucifer says that I'm the first person you've subscribed to. Well, thank you for the sub, Lucifer. You went to Paris and China on your Dogecoin gains. Nice. I'm looking forward to doing traveling myself. I can't wait. Right now, I'm just too tied in important on the work that I do, and I can't go for like a month. And like if I'm going to China, I'm going for a month. I'm not going for like a week and a half. Been buying $100 worth every cent it drops. That's a good strategy, MB. Because do that, you're going to get the bottom. And maybe this was the bottom of this dip for 2025. And we won't see 32-cent Dogecoin anymore. Maybe. That's possible. It's shedding some weight prior to January 20th. There is something to say about that too, because there's a lot of anticipation that January 20th is going to be big for crypto, not just Doge. And that we do see often when a big event is coming, they do what they can to drop the prices before then, flush out as much leverage as they can, so that when the price does rocket up, the exchanges aren't stuck with all of that leverage that they're going to have to pay out. That's a big thing. And I would say that we saw that. Let's go to the daily chart on Bitcoin, and we go back to October and look at this right here. Everyone knew the election was coming up, right? November 5th was the election time. And look at this. 6 consecutive days in a row leading up to the election, Bitcoin was red. You see that? Bitcoin was red 6 days in a row leading up to the election. You know that that was not natural. It just wasn't. It wasn't natural trading. They were taking out the leverage before the election because I think the exchanges knew what was going to happen. It was a great buying opportunity for people right before the election. Absolutely. That's when I bought MicroStrategy stock. It was like right before. And made a lot of money on the MicroStrategy stock side. Yeah, Bitcoin had dropped all the way down to 66.9 here the day before the election. So 6 straight days, dropped the price, and then look what happened. Before you knew it, Bitcoin was at 90K. Yep. So we could be seeing that here. This is all happening before the inauguration. But as I said earlier, we look at the monthly chart and we look at Dogecoin. It's like Dogecoin is still in the green for January. And people all freaking out that January is dying. And I'm just like, it's still up for the month. Despite the recent pullback, it's still a green candle for the month of January, which is only 8 days old. We're 8 days in, and it's still a green candle. A Dogecoin, government Dogecoin regulation news channel. Yeah, I don't really care about the bureaucracy and getting into like why the Department of Education would need to be cut. And yeah, I'd rather do this. Hang out and talk to you guys about crypto. Timmy thinks Doge is going to hit 31 cents again. Sideways on Bitcoin and then later tonight, flash crash. Is the Asian market going to like crash? It's a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Just don't, if it happens, just don't come back on here and say, I told you so, because I don't like that. But I recognize you thinking that. No, Jamie, I think Elon pretty much said they're not going to be doing that. There's not going to be a Tesla phone. He said he would only make it if there was something going on with Apple and Android that made it impossible for him to function. And then he would do it. Fubo stock. No, I don't follow Fubo stock. You've been catching up on 2x speed. Some is best. Solana, Luffy. Yeah, so I mean, Solana is going to be fine. Again, we just had this huge run, from 2023. Solana was down here below $20 and then ran up to $200. I mean, that's a 10x right there. So from this point, you're not going to get the same gains going forward on Solana as you'll get on many other coins, including Dogecoin, in my opinion. So if you're looking at buying something now, if you're buying Solana because you want to support the network or something like that, I get that. Some people do that, even though they think there may be greater gains to be made somewhere else. That can happen. But I still have problems with the Solana blockchain. It's gone down 6 times in the last 4 years. I got a problem with that. I also have the problem of all this faking of volume and data on the blockchain. A lot of it has been through this pump.fun, these meme token creations and all this value locked and stuff. I don't believe it. And then there's somebody who's been making videos proving that a lot of the volume on Solana is actually being created by bots. And so it's like, really, guys? And because they were so tied in with FTX, it doesn't surprise me that there was a lot of faking of numbers and data going on. None of that surprises me. Does that mean that Solana is a bad project overall? Not really, but it's not something I am going to be supporting. So that's my take on Solana. It's just your attitude, Bibbles. That's all. It's just your attitude. I don't mind you talking with the others in the chat and saying that, but don't say I told you so. I don't like that. You go and you make your own YouTube channel. When are we going to see the bull run? Yeah. When are we going to see it? I'm still thinking next week time frame. Start slow and then it'll take off before you know it. Do I do my own taxes or do I got a guy? I got a guy. I have an accountant. Now I still have to put all the data together on crypto. And I've got my spreadsheets. And I do it every year and I send it to him. I actually fill out the, 8959? I actually fill out that form for him from my numbers. But I give him the spreadsheet as a backup so he can check it. And then he does the Schedule D from there. But I also have 2 side businesses. And that's why I have the accountant really more is for those side businesses. I can't do it all myself. Too much. Too much for me. And I pay him, I think last year it was like $600. And he's doing both my federal and state income taxes for both my personal and 2 businesses. And that's not bad. And I spend about maybe 2 hours preparing everything. And I couldn't do it myself. It would take me days. And that $600 to me is well worth it. And particularly because my side businesses are still doing very well. One of them, I don't have to do anything. And it just keeps paying me money. That's the best side business, is I put all the effort in like 5 years ago. And now it just keeps paying me every month. That's not bad. You want to escape work? Yeah, John, we talk a lot about wealth building, and wealth building isn't like completely being rich, but it is taking you that next financial step up to get out of the daily grind, to get out of the month-to-month, living. Yes. And crypto is a great pathway to do that if you're smart about it. And being smart about it doesn't mean not taking any risks, because investing in crypto in the first place is a risk, as long as you understand that. But we talked a lot about the 4-year cycles. And 2 years ago, I was making these wealth building videos. Most of you guys weren't here then, but they're on my channel. You can find them. And I told you what I was doing. I was buying. 2023, early 2023, especially the summer of 2023 for altcoins. I mean, that's when I bought all that Jasmy at 0.003. And I was talking Jasmy up, and some of you guys bought that Jasmy as well at that time. And we were talking about following these 4-year cycles, how this was going to play out starting in the fall of 2024 and into 2025, where we would eventually be hitting all-time highs on most, if not all, cryptos. That was the plan. So far, that's been playing out pretty well. There's a few laggards still, but overall, playing out well. And these pullbacks, they don't bother me. They don't bother me at all. Because I look at the bigger picture, I zoom out, and I'm like, still on plan. Your only green is XRP. Jose is driving. Yeah, I think everything is green except Loop Ring, Bohm, and these are all at the bottom end of my investments. Loop Ring and Bohm. Optimism turned red again. And what else? Yearn Finance just turned red as well. The blue line is right there, 8,300. So that just turned red. So yeah, I've got 4 and 5 stacks, because stacks is $1.66 and it's dropped down to $1.52. But those are on the lower end of my portfolio holdings. So those are the ones that I have that are in the red. Everything else is green, baby. Yellow trades think will be up to 52 cents. I think you mean before Inauguration Day, but we could be, Ty. We could be. It's a bullish prediction, but yeah. And I still think the run-up before January 20th is a real thing. And I'll be live on the 17th, the 18th. I normally don't do Saturday lives, but on the 18th, I'm kind of thinking that might be a good live stream. So I'm going to do that one along with the 19th leading up to the 20th. And then the 20th, I'm going to be all day, starting at like 10 in the morning, still drinking my coffee. So we'll go through coffee, and then we'll maybe do some soda or iced tea, and then we'll go into an alcoholic beverage later because I'll be tired. I need to get through the day. Where does the money go? Aha, it just goes right into the exchanges. Demon. And they pay off their market makers with a little bit of that. But yeah, the exchanges get the money. If you do a $2,000 trade on a long leverage on Doge and you get liquidated, that $2,000, the exchange keeps it. So, yeah. If crypto pumps hard, Trump will be your favorite. Jason's just like, just give me that pump. I don't care about the politics, but if crypto pumps, he's my guy. That's honesty right there, right? That is honesty. You're flying out to an oil rig in the Gulf of America, Jose. Is it already changed? Trump isn't even in office yet. It's the Gulf of America. Just got in a 100x long on Bitcoin. Julian. The youngins are like degens. Degens. We need a collaboration of you answering red day questions versus green day questions. Yeah, it's probably a little different. Yeah, Jasmine is just a pullback, Paul. Again, it'll be back to 4 cents. Just give it another week and a half. down to 3.1. It just touched 3 cents here at noon today. Yeah, from 3 to 4 cents. That's a 33% gain to get back. And Jasmine can do it. Thanks, Kyle. Well, I did the 2 businesses before I started investing in crypto. And the 2 businesses is what allowed me to have the extra money to begin to invest. And I'll tell that whole story eventually at some point in time. I'll piece it all together, what happened. And so those businesses, one is a digital business. It started with domain names and website building. And now it's crypto, YouTube related stuff. That's side business. A sneak peek at Sui. I like that. It's like, what's this? Why are you spelling peak wrong? Sui dropped to $4.40. That's not bad. That's only 2% down for the day. That's not bad for Sui. This is its all-time high it just had here, 6th of January at 536. I should probably just move this line up to all-time high. Yep. So Sui is one that did hit a new all-time high already this cycle. There have been a number of others that have hit new all-time highs. Solana was one of them. And of course, Bitcoin, the big daddy. But just, to me, it just shows how overhyped Doge was in 2021 and really was completely overbought, which not a surprise. Barry Silbert shorted the hell out of it when it was up over 70 cents. So that doesn't surprise me. But to see Doge get back to 73 cents would be awesome. New all-time high. Sui is looking pretty strong. The RSI did dip down here to 30 on the 4-hour chart. Where did Doge's 4-hour chart come down to? Oh, it did hit 30 as well on the 4-hour. That was definitely the time to buy. Definitely the time to buy. We're showing good progress right now. Doge trading up to 33.7. Bitcoin at 94.5. If Bitcoin goes up to 95, Dogecoin gets back over 34 cents. We might be looking good for tonight. This is still looking like the dip at noon today. Will there be more dips? Could be, but this might be the low for this drop. As a CPA, I don't feel like a gift. My CPA is great. Does great for me. You were in on Jasmine at the same time. You remember the streams from the bear market? Yeah, the chat was rather lonely then. It was, but I was still here. Yeah, I'm not 2x anymore. Some is best. Now it's slow motion. The crypto bubbles. Yeah, it's cryptobubbles.com. Let's open a new window here. Or is it cryptobubbles.net? Sorry. They couldn't get the .com. They got the .net, Crypto Bubbles. So the biggest ones down: Move, Arun, Whiff, Move, Bonk, Injective, Celestia, Ina, AOZ, LDO, Brett, AI16Z, and Those are all the ones at least 8% down still. The only green ones, XRP, XDC, XMR, interesting, Monero is up. GT, OM, and Fartcoin. Yes, Fartcoin is in the green now for the day. Oh my God. Fartcoin. There you go. Fartcoin. Probably next week, Berkata to 40 cents. Not this week. I don't see that kind of return this week. No, it's okay, Kilroy. I can take it. Coffee sounds good right now. Well, I will definitely be drinking the coffee on the 20th. Definitely. Yeah, KB, if Bitcoin doesn't hold up. But right now, it's looking good. Right now, we are seeing recovery. We're just about to break 34 cents here on the Doge chart. Let's do the Doge dance. Yeah. You're going to be off work on the 20th. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you here for at least part of it. Check in. Come on, Dogecoin, go up like we know you want to. Jason. You're waiting for the pump. Thank you, SP. I just keep going. Again, I'm very bullish on Doge. Now, when it comes to the end of 2025 and into 2026, we'll see. Amazon driving is the worst, John. Sorry. Well, you experienced it and you learned, right? Did you have to have a commercial driver's license for that? Someone I know wants to maybe look at doing something like that. Probably not a great idea. A billionaire. I wish. I wish. Inverse head and shoulders on Bitcoin dominance doesn't mean anything. I mean, we can look at it, but in what time frame? I guess you could look at it here, right? Again, this is a short time frame, 15 minutes, right? So sure. You could kind of look at that, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just how it traded. It doesn't mean anything about what Bitcoin dominance is going to do from here. So but I'd like to see Bitcoin dominance just totally tank and have the altcoins take off. I would love that. We are getting some liquidations in the red. So that means shorts. It's taking out shorts now. We just had a $397,000 short that just got taken out. Oh, here's one on Doge at 34 cents, $189,000 short on Doge. Here's another one, $283,000 short on Dogecoin. Just got taken out at 33.8. Another one, $369,000 short on Doge at 33.8. Wow, these gamblers, huh? These were the traders who thought the price was going to still keep going down, so they entered shorts, and now those shorts are getting liquidated. And look at this one on ETH, a $1.65 million short trade on ETH just got wiped out. Wow. And look at Doge go. Yes. Let's go. Nate, thank you so much. Gifting out memberships. So who got the memberships today? Panda. Milkman. Trog. Jezreel and Czar, new members of the channel. Thank you, Nate, for your generosity. Appreciate it. Awesome. Yes, Joseph, I think there will be a run-up. I know, I said this the other day. Can January 20th get here already? Can we get here already? Ready for alt season. No commercial driver's license needed unless you're driving in trucks. But that's where the money's at. Okay. The van driving that's not where the money is. It's in truck driving. Okay. Someone I know is asking. But it takes like a month and a half of that class that we were looking at. It's like a month and a half before you can, well, I guess it's like a month before you can take the driver's test. And then there's like another week or something after that to get your certification. It was something like that. Yeah, but thanks. Amazon van driving is horrible. Okay money if you're young. Am I looking to take profit? I am, Kurt, depending on how high the price goes. I am. Again, this is me just taking risk off the table because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. But if Doge is up in the 50s, like someone else suggested as well, I may look at taking another slice, another ladder of profit. Yep. Work is getting in the way of watching the live stream. Yep. Will Robinhood crash? I hope it doesn't. I hope Vlad has updated his system so that we don't see that again. Yes, Fartcoin is in the green, but it's KP. Kriss with a K, Isaac. My side businesses. So one of them initially was I was doing some website work and then got into domain name investing. So I was big into domain names. Should have been buying Bitcoin, but Bitcoin wasn't a target of mine at the time, mostly because it was 2017, but into 2018 and 2019 when I was doing most of that, and the Bitcoin price was just plummeting. So I was aware of Bitcoin, but I didn't invest in it because Bitcoin was in the bearish of bear markets at the time, and nobody thought Bitcoin was going to ever recover at that time. That's what I was hearing. So I was investing in domain names and also doing website work. So that was one of my businesses. And now that whole business has transferred to first stock swing trading. That's where I started my YouTube stuff. And then now it's this YouTube channel. So that's all digital. That's my digital business. And then I have a second business, which was teaching products. So I had a friend of mine who was making these teaching products, knew I was an architect, asked if I could help with some clip art, just drawing little cartoon diagrams for her that she could put into these teaching products she was making. I found out more about the teaching products and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And I started making my own, not in competition with her, just in other areas. And I built up a pretty good portfolio of like 300 different teaching items that are PDF downloads. And I stopped making them like 5 years ago and they keep selling. They just keep selling. And I'm like, okay. And I do zero effort on that now, but I keep making money. So that's why I talk about in my wealth building stuff, I talk about you've got, let's say, 8 or 9 hours for your main job, right? Because you have an hour for lunch in there or something. But let's say it's 8 hours of work. And then let's say you sleep for 8 hours. You got this other 8 hours. You got this other 8 hours. So let's take 2 off for like your lunch and your dinner, and then maybe take another 1 or 2 off relaxing. That gives you 4 more hours each day. 4 hours each day that you can do something for you. And that is something involving creating a business, starting to do something that you can begin to build your own side business in something. And maybe it's starting a YouTube channel if you're passionate about something, and it'll be hard at first. You won't be getting paid for at least 3 months, maybe 6 months, while you're trying to build an audience. But even if you're crafty and you're making something out of wood, or you're sewing, or you're, doing like t-shirts or anything like that, it all takes time, and you just build it up. But you got to do something that you love. If you don't like what you're doing as a side business, it'll never do well. The teaching products I did was very interesting to me, and I did things that I like doing, very creative about it. Things that were a little different than what a lot of the other teaching products were, and people keep buying them. So yeah, building computers is hard, just because, they're just getting more and more compact now, and people just want to buy them off the shelf. I guess there's still like mining rigs, right? You can do that. Somebody was doing that, but I've never traded with prop firms. No, never done that. No, Caitlin, I don't have those videos. That was my previous channel. I had those stock swing trading things. Nope. Swing trading crypto is hard, though. Swing trading crypto is really hard. Stocks are more easy to swing trade because there are quarterly earnings reports for businesses, and there are some that are just clearly like this mega Chinese shit stock that clearly is a pump and dump. And last week was the ultimate, went way beyond my target price, and just waiting for it to settle back down to my buy price again, and I'll buy it in again, and I'll wait for the next one. It's like free money. It's like free money. Yeah, so stocks, it's not day trading. I don't do day trading, looking for those really little moves with large amounts of money. I don't do that. If you want to get into that, go watch The Humble Trader. She's awesome. She's got a great YouTube channel. If you ever want to look at day trading, look at The Humble Trader. She's awesome. And I used to watch her. I really don't anymore, because I don't do that kind of trading. But the swing trading, that's when you buy something and then you wait. Sometimes you wait a few days, sometimes it's a few weeks until something takes off. And then you sell it. You take your profit and you wait for it to drop back down. And then sometimes it takes a day or two, and sometimes it takes a week or two for it to come back down. Yeah, Mr. Radio, isn't she great? And she just keeps plugging away. At times, I think she makes more off her YouTube channel than the actual trading. And every once in a while, she's very open about her trades. She opens up the books, shows you where she made money, where she lost money. Pretty honest person. And I like that on YouTube. I like that. But yeah, she's awesome. We covered Pepe earlier. OJ Mars is here. OG Mars, sorry. The OG. I like your name. OG. So I called for 95.7 is what I called for Bitcoin on the dip. And that was the leverage at 95.7. And then followed it up with, it could go lower, but I didn't pick a price. But 95.7 is what I predicted when Bitcoin was up at 99. It was 95.7, and it hit that last night. And then went a little lower. How do you decide what coins, Aisha? So I did a lot of videos about this a couple of years ago. And I did a whole altcoin video where I was looking at different altcoins and why I liked some and why I didn't like others. Because I was in the same boat. I was like looking across crypto. It's like, what am I going to invest in for this bull run? So that was 2 years ago. I was mapping that out. But I haven't thought about that for now. I mean, you're looking at good projects. You're looking at things that have utility. Those are the kinds of things. That's why I bought SWI. And SWI was like 9 months ago. I called SWI. And you guys were here. Those were here with me 9 months ago. You know that I was like, guys, this is going to be a top 10 crypto. And it was down at like 60 or 62 on the list. For those that bought SWI when I did, you're now up 400%. Not bad. And now SWI is all the way up to number 12, last I saw. Yep, number 12. And it was like 62 9 months ago. And I said, that's a project. The VCs are buying in. It's a great blockchain. People are going to be building on this thing. And look where it is now. And then the most recent one was Peak. This is, well, I can just show it here. The Peak chart. And again, these are not meme tokens. These are actual projects that have actual utility, do things. This is what I like to invest in. And Peak was this new one I saw in November. And I was like, I'm buying this. And I bought it on day 2. I wasn't in on the airdrops and things like that. But look at what this thing did. It had an initial airdrop, traded up when it began to trade, and then dumped. And I bought on the dump. I bought down here on the dump. And then when it started coming back up, I bought some more at about 42, somewhere in here. And this is the whole career of Peak. It's only been since November, so it's only been a month and a half it's actually traded. But this is a real deep in machine learning project that it's blockchain. It's growing big, and it's not even listed on any of the big exchanges yet. You can't get this on Binance. You can't get this on Coinbase yet. But when they get that listing, we saw what happened to Velodrome when it got listed on Binance. It went up 250% or something, or 150%. Doubled in price and then some. And this could do that. So that's what I look for. But a couple of years ago, I was looking across like all the cryptos. But I haven't thought about that in a long time. But good question. You want to build a coffee shop and call it Cup and Handle. That's a good name, Kyle. That's a really good name, the Cup and Handle. Especially if it's built on the backs of Dogecoin, right? And you have to accept Dogecoin as payment. Yeah, I do AdSense, Kyle. Did anybody get any ads during this live stream? Did the ads come up? Google puts them in whenever they put them in. I have no control over it. But tell me, let me know in the chat if you saw any ads during this live stream. Because I don't know on this end. So. You work 8 hours as a full-time machinist. When I get off, I go and work as a horseshoe farrier, working on horses. You need more sleep. Yeah, so those kinds of things are just, labor things. if your second work is something that you can build as a business of your own, and you're not like driving an Uber or doing Uber Eats or something, which will never become bigger as your own business, right? You're always working for somebody else, then that's not wealth building. That's all I'm saying is if you want to go that path, building your own business is the way to do it. As a side business, you don't give up your day job. You still have to have that. You still have to pay your utilities because it takes a long time to build up a side business. And it takes a lot of work and very little pay at the beginning. So, Timmy, we talk about everything here finance related. Dude, there's a lot of people who learn from this stuff. Not a big deal. 90% of my streams are crypto. But I do talk about this other stuff too. And it's of interest to people. What we should buy now. Ask the 8-ball whether Robinhood will crash. Will Doge reach squeeze price up to $4? It could, but I'm not expecting it this cycle. Will Coinbase list peak? I wish I knew the answer to that. I wish I knew the answer to that. But I do hope that the project gets enough footing and is legitimate enough a project for Coinbase to list it. And I'm very bullish on that. Bitcoin 94.7, trying to get to 95. Dogecoin's being held back. They don't want too many rich people. I don't think it's directly related to Dogecoin, John. I don't think that. It's just trading, and it's all based on the leverage with crypto, Bitcoin. I don't think it's anything specific about. You got a couple ads. Salty used an ad blocker. Thanks, Salty. Thanks a lot for supporting me. Breakout is inevitable. Yeah, I was feeling a little about that when I said if it drops below 34 cents, we'd be in trouble. I was feeling that today, especially when it dipped below 33. I'm like, how much is this going to dip? Because you don't know. There's no technical analysis that's going to say when this stops dipping. It's really more based on the leverage and how much of that leverage they can grab. And for Bitcoin, it did come down to 92,500 here. So for now, that looks like it. And now they're coming up and they're grabbing some of those short positions. So we got shorts getting taken out. And again, those short positions were only made since this afternoon. These are big dollars being spent in a short period of time. And they're taking them out. Hello, Andreas. Yeah, Sasha, some people said that Robinhood Legends is showing crypto, but you can't trade crypto yet. But I haven't downloaded it, so I don't know. Bad timing on the ads. Yeah, sorry about that. I got no control. Google does that themselves. I don't know, Everett. If Dogecoin trades up into the 50s, whether it's low or high, it'll still be awesome. Let's go. Yeah, I always tie my videos and live streams to the news as well and what's going on. Not a lot of other YouTubers do that. George does it somewhat on Cryptos Are Us. Do I have a hold price after it hits $1? Not yet. Not yet, Kristen. I haven't planned it out that far. We're still in the 30s. Got a ways to go. Timmy's sitting with YouTube Premium. That's all right. Jeremy just got an ad. Just like that. Yeah, it's random when they come. I have no idea. Yeah, so Timmy, we covered this earlier, and this was my post from this morning. Is I think we're going up before we crash down to the 20s. I don't see that in the cards. Do not see that in the cards. I'm looking positive here, particularly into Inauguration Day. Now, on Inauguration Day, that's a different story, and we could just see a dump on that day. That's the sell the news event, and we could see that. But leading up to it could be good. Sheeb, I don't know. I don't know about Sheeb. Salty's going to buy some merch. Thank you for the support. Have fun with it. I only made it really so people could have fun with it. Get some good Doge merch. Trading 100% sentiment, sprinkling of FOMO. $3 billion of liquidations up at 98K. Wow. I haven't looked up that high again yet, but short squeeze, baby. Can we do it? Short squeeze, baby. Yeah, so at 99, we're 98.9, 117 million, 98.8, 159 million, 98.7, 44 million. You can just go on this CoinGlass site and you can see it yourself. 121 million at 98.6, 22 million at 98.5, 102 million at 98.4, 59 million at 98.3. And then there's a lot more lower, even at like 97.6, there's 171 million. Yeah, so add all of that up. Yeah, that's probably at least $2 billion right there. All shorts. And look at all the longs that got liquidated today. Look at them all. All of this, liquidations. Huge. So somebody's asking, how much leverage? Yeah, Trog, how much leverage can they grab? It's like, how much can they dump the price to liquidate all these leverage trades? That's what it's about. Now, right down here at 91.5, just at that price alone, there's $210 million of trades right at that level. But they're not going down and grabbing that. They got down to 92.5. That's as low as they got. But even at that level, they took out over $100 million right there. That's what it's about. That's what's moving the markets, is all of this leverage. We need big good news for Doge, but specifically to see Doge pump. And Doge pumps on hype as well. And I think the hype up into Inauguration Day is going to be huge. Costa, 2 billion, 3 billion, you know. It's a lot. Yeah, I like to look at the individual lines there and just kind of add it up in my head just to see where the levels are. That's what I do. Doge is nicely over 34. For the day now, Doge is actually only down 1.5%, while Bitcoin is still down over 2% for the day. So Doge is having a Nicer comeback here right now. I don't really follow those ABCD patterns, Chitin. Thank you, John. Sometimes reliable. Some people call me out on my misses. That's okay. Again, I didn't think Doge was going to drop below 34 cents. And I said, if it drops below 34, we might be in trouble. I admit it. I admit it. Want me to look at ETH, Andrea? Sure. Look at ETH. I don't do technical analysis, though. But I will look at prices and see where it's traded. We're all waiting for ETH to take off in this bull market. And ETH has not done that. So ETH had big red candle. RSI on the 4-hour dropped way below 30, down all the way to 20. And that dropped to 3,200. Wow. The main thing on ETH is to really look at the ETH Bitcoin trading pair. When is this thing ever going to turn around? Every time it starts to move up versus Bitcoin, it dumps. We look on the daily and we're like, we thought that this big cup and handle thing was going to play out. Anyone who believes in cup and handles, right? And it didn't. It just dropped right back down. And anytime it starts to move up, it drops again. I did call the bottom here at 0.032. And so far that has held as the bottom of ETH versus Bitcoin. And now we're just waiting for it to take off. That will be the sign of true alt season. When this moves up back to 0.5. That's my target, this blue line of ETH versus Bitcoin. So that's what we're waiting for. Come on, Doge. Yep. I'm putting in the extra hours, more than 4 hours a day. I'm doing right now. More than 4 hours a day. But that's okay. This is the good stuff. I was not putting in 4 hours a day in the middle of the bear market. I don't know what swarms is, Anwar. I hope we get past $1 as well. Every once in a while, there might be an unskippable ad, but I think most of them you can skip. That's what I see at the end on the back end side. But I don't know when they put them in. Oh, it is your side business to do that. Yes, financial freedom, John. That's why a lot of us are here. Good luck with it. Good luck with it. If Doge is a global currency, is it fair to ask what the market cap of all currencies worldwide are and attach that value to Doge? No, it's not. It'll never equate to that because it'll still be a small percentage versus overall currency. And you won't have countries officially recognizing Dogecoin as a currency. So it's still going to be a fringe currency, I think, overall. It's not going to be a global world currency. But on a platform like X, fringe as it may be, there's 500 million users on X. How many of them are going to have a Dogecoin wallet and spend Dogecoin on X? Some percentage. It's not going to be all. But then you're going to have other companies then building on the back of that, accepting Dogecoin, integrating it through X so they can make money with their business. That's going to be the big thing. It's not only use of Dogecoin on X as a currency, but it's going to be those follow-on businesses like Shopify. You can shop onto Shopify directly on the X app and spend Dogecoin. That's huge. How many other businesses will follow on with that? That's the power that Dogecoin has that it can actually build on if Elon takes that first step. But we wait. But we wait. You're welcome, Truck. Right now, Kaysen, if we have a big buildup the week and weekend before, I'm thinking inauguration day it's going to dump. The expectation is that the price will pump. That means it'll probably dump. Seen it before. Seen it before. Do you think all this falling in crypto has to do with the jobs report, or is that just BS? That is the jobs report is indirectly connected to it. What I mean by that is the jobs report is what ticked off the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So those started dropping. And then that gave the exchanges and market makers in crypto sort of the opening the door to drop the crypto prices. And when the crypto prices drop, that's where it's sort of that cascading effect is. It isn't directly related to the jobs report. Nobody buying crypto even believes those jobs reports, because we're all on like crypto Twitter, crypto X, right? And we know that. Most people who buy crypto know that. And just because there's a bad jobs report, that doesn't mean people are going to be selling their crypto. But there's a downfall effect that happens. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. XLM just ran green. Doge is now under 1% down. So Doge could be green as well. XRP is now up 5% for the day. Look at XRP go. That's moving up. Nothing else in the green except Kaspa. Kaspa's up. But Kaspa didn't stay down after the noon dip. It just traded right back up. For whatever reason, Kaspa does that. See what XLM did. Yeah, it's just right now. The last half an hour, just moving up. 43-cent XLM. It'd be nice if Doge was 43. We got a ways to go to catch up to XLM. Is an ETH just not as advanced as most other projects out there nowadays? Yeah, we've talked about that before. They're like the Microsoft of crypto now. You know, Microsoft, like Microsoft Office, you get Word and Excel and PowerPoint, right? Businesses still use them, but it's a dinosaur compared to the newer tools that are out there for people to do this kind of work. But Microsoft has the old contracts. They've got all the business side of it. And so people still use it. I look at ETH that way for smart contracts. You now have the smaller but shinier new objects that are doing things faster, more efficient. But so much stuff is built on ETH that ETH will just continue to churn away. That's the way I see it. BTC over 95. That's showing a pretty strong recovery this afternoon. Thank you, Adam. Yep. Dogecoin solidly still number 7. I still believe in Jasmine, Johannes. Yes. Just waiting for it to get back over 4 cents. And then my target is still 10. Outside, if it just goes crazy, might get up to 30 cents, but I kind of doubt it right now. But by 10, I'm probably going to start taking profits. Again, I bought it at well under a penny. Adrian at 16 years old, welcome. Youngin, welcome. Trying to build wealth at 16. That's awesome. Nothing like an early start. Operculum, when does Doge hit $1? So I think it's going to be based on the actual integration into X or for Tesla cars or for something. I don't think Dogecoin is going to get to $1 built on hype and like maybe it'll do this and maybe it'll do that, which is why in my 2025 Dogecoin price prediction video, I put it out in the fall of 2025. So October, November timeframe. Now, I only did that because I think X payments, X money is going to start, but it's going to be fiat only. Even when it starts, I think Doge will pump a little bit, but it's not an actual use case yet until Doge is actually used in some form on X. And so that's why I put it out in the fall. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to see $1. I think it needs that integration, that utility. Just trying to keep it real. Hopes and dreams just, I don't think are going to get Doge to $1. Thank you, Victor, for the reminder for everyone to give a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. I'm here every day, pretty much except Saturdays. Although Saturday the 18th, I will be here. Because I think we're going to have some spicy trading leading up to the 20th, Inauguration Day, where I'll be here all day. Because I think it's going to be a big day. So that'll be coming. Jeremy thinks Doge is going to hit $1 on May 4th. May 4th. Yeah, we looked at XRP. Jason, have a good one. What's my honest feeling about X payments using Doge? That's all tied to one Elon Musk. If Elon is true to his word, he will have X somehow, and he will have Dogecoin somehow incorporated onto X. It may not be a full integration, but it'll be something. Because he still hints about Dogecoin. He still talks about Dogecoin occasionally. I think it's all like a wink and a nod to the Dogecoin community every now and then. Like he hasn't forgotten about us. So something is going to come. I just don't know if it's going to be the whole thing that we really want or some portion of it. But I'm still optimistic of that. Tax-free spending would be awesome. I think somebody was suggesting that about Bitcoin in the Lightning Network. If you're actually using Bitcoin in the Lightning Network to actually buy something, then you shouldn't have to pay a capital gains tax on the profit you made on that crypto. That would be huge. But then for the US government, that would be encouraging use of a cryptocurrency to buy things as opposed to using the US dollar. And I don't think the Trump administration wants to compete against the US dollar. So unfortunately, I don't see that happening. And I can't look out 10 years. Nobody can. Yeah, let's get the 20 to 40% back. Agreed. Oh, Matt, I'll never be completely gone. I'll just be remote and they won't be as often. That's all. But yeah, someone else will have to fill in the gap. Maybe you, maybe someone else, who knows? A DAG constellation, John? I've never heard about it. I don't know what that is. With all the time researching crypto, how's your day job going? I know. Day job's going great. I start early. I start early. I get through my emails. I get through all of that early stuff. And then I go back and I do a video for YouTube. And then it's back to work. And I take breaks usually at lunch, a couple other break times, might post something on X. And then I'm here. It's a long day though, but I start early. Chainlink, great project. I think still going to go on a big run. Maybe double in price. It's sitting at, what is it up to now? $20. So 40, maybe $50 on the outside. I don't think it's going to do much more than that. There are some that are saying $100 easy, but I'm not in that camp. I don't see it going to $100. I was targeting $36 initially. Its all-time high is 53. So right now at 20, I'm thinking $36 to $40 is probably the window to start taking profits. And if it gets up to $52, that's bonus. But I'm just not. I'm not on the $100 Chainlink bandwagon. But I bought it at 6. So if it gets to 60 and that's a 10x, that'd be awesome. I'll take it. But I just don't see it going that high. Again, on a lot of these cryptos, it all depends on when you bought it, how you're going to feel about it. It's going to be tied to when you bought it. And how that your feeling is going to be based on that. 1,000 sats. Yeah, that was something that came from out of nowhere. Spiked up really big, had a lot of people buying into it. Yeah. Not great. Run the live on 3 separate devices for views. If you're going through the same Wi-Fi or the same connection, it still might only count it as one. It might do that. I don't know. Michael, yep. Manipulation. That's the word you're not supposed to say, but absolutely. That's what it was. Stay positive, everyone. Yes, Dorothy. I agree. We had Zap gifting memberships. Zap, who got your memberships? Snee, Sergio, Kenneth, Shorts, and the Big Pickle are now members of the channel. Thank you for your generosity, Zap. Appreciate it. Spreading the love of a KrissPax subscription to 5 new members. Thank you. Young, I don't trade futures, and I don't do long leverage or short bets. I'm DCA, buy and hold, wait for prices to go up, and enjoy the good times. It's as simple as that. That's what I do. I did a little bit of swing trading before a couple of years ago, and I don't do that anymore with crypto. It's just buy in the dips, buy and hold. And then if a project is really tanking and it just looks really bad, I may get out of it, but I don't typically do that. I'm too optimistic and I always think it's going to turn around. But again, I don't get into all of those DeFi meme tokens and all that stuff. I don't touch that at all. Am I missing out on profits? Maybe, but to me, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So I don't do any of that. Trump does not want a weaker dollar. No, he wants a strong dollar along with strong markets. And he had that in 2018. In 2019, he had that leading up to COVID. He did have that. And I think we'll see that again, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. I think it's going to be a bumpy ride. Yeah, Bibbles can start a YouTube channel, fill in the gap. He seems very confident in his price predictions. XRP dump coming. Yeah, there'll be a pullback, but it's not going to be a big dump. Not at this point. I don't know Thorchain, Marino. I don't follow it. Yeah, Pepe we talked about earlier, Ahmed. Again, I think it's probably going to get up to maybe 40, but we're not going to see anything higher than that, I don't think. It had its big run. And I'm not doing anything with Wall Street Pepe. No. I'm not climbing any mountains. Gilroy. No, not doing that. I don't like cold, and it's cold enough here in Boston. 2 phones off Wi-Fi. There you go, Christoph. You've got the plan. Do you get an echo? Is there an echo going on? You just mute the other 2. Most of the time, crypto follows the stock market. Yes, but it can vastly outperform the stock market in a bull market, just like it can dump much harder than the stock market in a bear market. And as long as you can live with that volatility, then crypto investing is probably okay for you. Bought in at 42. Only allowed to buy more if I make profit. So Hessel, this is the thing we call dollar cost averaging. And that means you bought in at 42. If you believe in the project and it's going to go up, if it drops down to 32, you should buy some more. That brings your average cost down. So now instead of waiting for it to reclaim 42 in order to be in profit, when it gets up to like 36, you're in profit. Or 37, whatever the number is. So that's how we do it in crypto. If you believe in the project. Now, if you're just buying on hope and you don't understand what you're buying into and you just want price to go up, you probably don't know enough to know what's a good project and a bad project or whatever. But that's how most crypto investors work, is you buy once, and if the price goes down and you believe that it's still going to go up higher, you buy a little more on the lower prices. Brings your average down, and that tends to work out in a bull market very positively. Now, in a bear market, that's different. 2026, I would not be doing that, because then you're just going to dig yourself a bigger hole. If we continue to follow the money flow, 4-year cycles, crypto history, and all of that. We talk a lot about that on this channel as well. Manipulation is real. Yes, Dorothy. Betting on dumb leverage. Yeah, Aisha, if you want to join, just go to my channel here. No, that's not that. It's not that. View your channel. That's where I wanted to go. And you see our members right here. And you click over here on join. And so the lowest entry rookie is $4.99 a month. But you get your name in green in the chat. You get a check mark next to your name. You get to use these great custom emojis like Ryan just put in. The Doge with the hearts and the eyes. And you will also be getting some free Dogecoin from me. I do not have a Discord. No, I'm just here and on X Twitter. Good night from Switzerland. All right, Adrian, have a good night. Yep, this is Snoopy over in my corner. Snoopy is like 50 years old. Yep, 50 years old. Snoop's been with me a long time. Bought more Dogecoin today and Jasmy. The charts are similar, although in June, Jasmy was going up while Doge was going down. It had a lot of good news with it. And Jasmy can go on those kinds of runs as well. So on the Jasmy chart, again, I'm looking out at this came up to 5 cents here. And my targets were up here. So 10 cents would be my next target here. And that is that would be a ladder out. Like my first sale of some of my Jasmy would probably be at 10 cents. That's what I'm looking at. But I bought way down here at 0033, third of a penny. Everyone here looking for a 10x. I know. Exactly, Nick. And for some people, that's too boring, but I mean, it's investing. What do you want? You put it in the stock market, you're not going to see those kinds of gains or the possibility of those gains. You might every once in a while on a flyer for a stock, but those are pretty rare. But in crypto, I mean, that's what I was proving back in the summer of 2023, that it didn't matter which crypto you bought. If you're buying at the bottom of the bear market, except for maybe some that might be just unreasonable to buy, and there are some of those, and there were some suggestions in the live stream then that I just said no to. And we just bought DCA, just bought on the day, whatever the price was. Weren't even looking for dips, just whatever the price was. And that was this portfolio here. So $10,000 of real money. And how much is it now? 44,000. So from 10,000 to 44,000 in about a year and a half. You're just not going to get those kinds of gains randomly picking stocks. So that was the point. That was the point of that. 17 degrees in Western Mass. Yeah, it's cold. All right, folks, have a good evening. Yeah, I don't know Ondo. I don't really follow it in the whole RWA space. I think it's still early in that whole incorporation of tokens into real world assets. I don't know how that's going to work. So I think you're still really early. We don't know who the big winners are going to be. Mark Cuban said Bitcoin's better than gold. He's just all over the place. I don't know about that guy. XRP is your biggest gainer right now? Thank you, Morkfat. Yeah, January 20th is going to be a fun day. See how that all goes. Exactly, RJ. That's the problem. Like Gevo is the worst one. They dilute that stock every time it goes up. And AMC has been doing the same thing. I know. It's really hard. But I was doing that 2020 into early 2021, and I was researching, finding these low cap stocks to swing trade with. I hit a bunch of them, some of them not so well. It's kind of gambling. So it's hard to get into anything early. Because there's like so many people just all trying to do the same thing. So it's hard. So more recently, I've been doing swing trading on the plays that are either related to crypto or politics, like the DJT stock. And I've made a ton of money on DJT. Did a couple swing trades, and I grew essentially a $20,000 initial investment into $80,000 since September. Did a couple swing trades. Now my goal is for it to go up to 100,000, sell it, and buy one Bitcoin. That's what I want to do. So that will be the same as actually having bought one Bitcoin for $20,000. It's just a little thing that I'm doing. And I just think that would be a fun story to tell. It's like, yeah, I profited off of Donald Trump winning the election in order to buy one Bitcoin for $20,000. Yeah, Rowan, I'm still here. About to finish up here in just a little bit. Yeah. I don't even remember what Jasmy's all-time high was, Flow Finder. We looked at it the other day. It's not going up there. There weren't a lot of Jasmy tokens in circulation then. Now they're almost all out. So there's been a huge, huge unlock of Jasmy tokens from the time last cycle when it hit its all-time high till now. So you can't even compare the prices. You have to look at market cap. Motavo looking for a skyrocketing bull run. Yeah, I don't know why AVAX is still not moving. Every once in a while it goes up and you feel really positive about it, and then it dumps again. No, the KrissPax DCA, if you want to invest in it, you join the channel, and then you'll get some of that 75,000 Dogecoin I'm giving away. But it's not a fund you could buy. It was just me proving a point. It didn't matter what you bought for the most part. It was going up. Does Algorand have the most potential? Yes, it has the most potential. Will it live up to that, though? I don't know. Between HBAR, ADA, and XRP, but the possibility is there. Oh, Michael Jackson, it's crashing. It's over. Why is Musk going after France now? He already did UK and Germany, so why not France too? I think he's trying to make a point that these countries need to get their act together. Really, get their act together. I think that's what Elon's trying to do. It's like, come on, guys. Stop playing the games. Keep it real. Get off this whole housing illegal migrant thing. He's really on the warpath on that. And particularly when there's crimes involved of like what's going on in the UK. It's just ridiculous. So if the same thing's happening in France, probably he's trying to make the world a better place. Some people don't believe it, but I do. The weaker dollar would boost Bitcoin. Yes, Rhino, but that is not Trump's agenda. And I think we can have both, particularly because of all the institutions and countries that are buying into Bitcoin. Bitcoin can still go up even with a stronger dollar. I think that can happen. So, okay, gang, that's what we got for today. Look, hey, Dogecoin up over 34, touched 34.5. We'll be watching tonight, seeing whether this will turn around and move up higher, or is the Asian market going to like try and dump this? I don't know. So we'll be watching that. I hope everyone has a great evening. We'll be live again tomorrow, probably 4 o'clock time frame. So look for me then. Hope everyone has a good night. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.